Mbolovenaka, I'm Vosa, and this is Sia. We are husband and wife. So I want to talk a little bit about the past experience, especially after the devastating cyclone Winston. It's one of the hardest times of our life. The past experience, our village elders, they said they have never came across any cyclone like this. And I think it's the worst experience we have ever come across in Fiji. In our village, most of the houses were destroyed. Our house was the first to be destroyed. I was still in the house when the roof and the kitchen all blew off. And we can still see from a house that the other house, the roof blew off again. And the same thing to a few other families. There's a couple of houses were totally destroyed. So what they do, they rent underneath the building, they underneath the floor. They just dug themselves in. So it's already a year past, but still a lot of work still not completed, especially the rebuilding, the fixing of the water line, and so many things involved are still not yet completed. I'm still waiting for my building material. It's more than a year. So my house is still not completed. All the hardwares are running out of the supplies because the hurricane hit the whole of Fiji Island. And just imagine the requirement from all the villages in the whole of Fiji. So no wonder till now we still couldn't get our required materials to rebuild the house. One of the main problems in the village is the water catchment. The whole roof was blown off. And from that day till now, it still can't be fixed. Because so many families are still trying to rebuild themselves. So we still can continue fixing that because the family itself is just trying to get together and rebuild the house. Most of the things were damaged, the belongings were damaged, the electric equipment were all this. After the cyclone, the villages, most of the villages in our village, we were without water for almost 2 weeks. So the source was completely damaged because of the landslide, and most of the main lines were broken because of the flood. So that was the hardest time. That we have to look for other places where we can get water. We hired a taxi. We have to go to a nearby resort and collect water from there. Oh, we were lucky that where we work at Nangangagi Foundation, we had a borehole, so we collect water from there. So we feel sorry for the other members of the community because we don't know during the time where they bring the water for 2 solid weeks. There was no water. And if I go back to the water catchment in the village, because of the funding problem in the village, as everyone was trying to rebuild themselves, what we just do, we just cover the top with a screen, which is not really safe. It's not really healthy. From day one till now, it's still like that. So we can't help it, but we still use the water from there. So what we do is just try and cook it and use it for drinking water or we just go to the tank which is just installed and bring the clean water from that. Some villages are still live on tent till now. They still live on tent. Even some schools, kids are still schooling in tent till now. So life is not normal until all the rebuilding work is done. But the major problem is how we can fund it, how we can collect the money to rebuild all these things. So everything takes time.
Right now we keep on trying to rebuild our house and put everything back in a way that our kids, to make our kids happy, because we know that they face a very difficult time by that time during the cyclone. They always asking, because they are kids, they always asking, "Mom, can I get this back? Can I get this back?" But we keep on trying. We tell them we keep on trying. So we, this time in the village, anything very small, we trying to help each other in the village. So we trying to love each other so we can get everything back and help them to, some of the family, they face a big problem because some of the things they're not job, like they're not working.
Some of the families are trying to transform themselves back to normal life, but some families are still finding very hard to get normal life. So what she has said, for example, when we do like a shopping list, we make a big shopping list because we know the other families too, we might have to give the share because their life is not normal after the cyclone. So they are not employed and they're still living in tent, so we just try to give a piece of what we can give to support them. So we, because you all still trying to rebuild ourselves after the hard times.
Sometimes the kids in the village, some of the family, they sick and they come over and ask if we can help them. So we trying to help them. We give a little money for them to take them to the hospital because they, after the cyclone, they have nothing. So we trying to help them.
One of the families and some of the families I heard in our villages, they still make, they just pick up the loose pieces. Some of the members of the villages, they pick up the loose pieces from that cyclone, like the roofing iron, and they just try to make a roof and just bring a sack or a tarpaulin, just make it as a wall, so they live there till now, as long as they just cover themselves from there. So it's really hard for most of these families to live like that during the rains. When they have rain, it's wet inside, so we call them, come stay with us, but still we have the leak 2 inch at our house. So that some of the hardest part of some of the families here in Fiji are still facing.